Welcome to See the Sparkle Storytime Adventures. Get relaxed and grab yourself a beverage while I read you a tale about parenting and the potential harm when the ego becomes stronger than the instinct to nurture and protect. Child exploitation has been a household theme for centuries and will continue until we, as parents, decide to stop. After the story, I'll share some clips of real-life examples of parents who exploited their children for fame and fortune with devastating consequences. Now, let's get to the story. Long ago, there lived a lonely little princess named Lila, whose parents gave her everything her heart desired except love and attention. There were no other children at the castle to keep Lila company, so she entertained herself with stories of adventures, princes, and dragons. On her 10th birthday, Princess Lila said that all she wanted was a pet dragon to keep her company. The servants warned her that dragons are dangerous, but the young princess didn't care. Rather than use common sense, the king and queen ordered their servants to find the dragon.
"If she wants a dragon, let it be so,"
ordered the queen. These servants searched far and wide and finally found a dragon's nest. They anxiously awaited for one to hatch. The servants gave the small dragon to the princess, and it grew to be her only friend. Throughout the years, the servants watched as the girl grew more dependent on the dragon and more demanding towards them. When Lila was old enough, she ordered the servants to find her a handsome husband who could produce beautiful children. Her only requirement was that he be the most handsome young man in the entire kingdom. Less than ambitious and without a penny to his name, the servants returned the most handsome man to the princess, and they married without the king and queen's consent. The royal parents were irate with their daughter's decision to marry a commoner against their wishes and immediately disowned her. The newlyweds were forced to leave the castle and live in poverty. Lila became eager to have their first child, believing the child would win back her royal inheritance. The first child was born, and Lila realized that the king and queen still wanted nothing to do with the indigent mother who had deceived them in marriage. Lila didn't know how to care for a baby and could not afford to hire a nanny. A panicked Lila went to her old friend for help. "Dragon, what can I do? I'm tired of living in poverty and long to be wealthy again." The dragon thought for a moment and assured Lila that she could have all the riches she desired, but it would cost her. The dragon, knowing hatchlings were on the way, encouraged Lila to have more children so they could care for the dragon babies. Once old enough, the dragon would take the children from Lila in exchange for the riches she longed for. But there was one condition. The children had to demonstrate a talent. Lila eagerly agreed to trade her talented offspring for wealth and went on to have 3 more children. The eldest daughter, Elna, grew up to be a defiant young lass who expressed an interest and talent in art. Lila sent her daughter, armed with her art supplies, to the dragon in exchange for the finest wines and feasts. Elna was used to watching her siblings and was now expected to tend to the dragon babies. However, a defiant Elna became so focused on her art that she neglected the small creatures, and the dragon became infuriated. Lila's second daughter, Trinity, was a timid girl who spent most of her time in nature talking to the creatures of the land and often ignored her mother. Lila became impatient with Trinity's lack of respect, so as soon as she was old enough, she covered her daughter's face in makeup, adorned her in an enchanting gown, and offered her to the dragon, hoping beauty would outshine any lack of talent. Trinity was wise enough to know any attention given to the dragon would feed its malevolence, so she blindfolded herself and silently prayed until a white dove appeared. The dragon was mesmerized by the child's beauty. In return, Lila was awarded the most glamorous threads of gold and a crown of jewels. Now Lila had the means to spoil her only son, Anthony. Anthony learned at an early age how to please his mother to get what he wanted. He was charming and charismatic at the youthful age of 12, and his presence afforded Lila the attention she so craved. Lila did not want to give Anthony up, but the dragon saw potential in the lad and had another hatchling that needed tending to. The dragon took Anthony to a deserted beach where he would be instructed to read self-help and how-to books. Lila's youngest daughter, Belle, appeared to be the most talented of all the children, with a natural ability to play music. The dragon took Belle to live in the forest at the age of 6 and gifted her with musical instruments to entertain the dragon for years to come. So pleased with the young Belle, the dragon bestowed Lila with a beautiful castle in which to dwell. Now that Lila had no children to feed and all the riches she desired, she no longer had a need for her husband, who was becoming less handsome with age. Lila asked the dragon for one last favor. "I want to get rid of my husband and revel in all my riches." So the dragon waited for a dark and stormy evening and took the husband to a deserted shore to fend for himself. Elna was eventually punished for her disobedience and taken to an abandoned building to spend the rest of her days alone with her paints. Trinity continued to have faith as she called upon her white dove. At times, the dragon would gaze at her, mesmerized by her beauty and grace. Being around Trinity put the dragon at ease. Anthony grew up to become a famous spiritual guru and swindled money as he continued to feed the dragon and tend to the growing hatchlings. The dragon had grown especially attached to Belle and her beautiful music. Belle spent the rest of her adult years playing for the dragon. Although she followed her passion, she was not able to share it with the rest of the world. The husband survived the storm and quite enjoyed his freedom from Lila as he grew old on the deserted shoreline. What happened to Princess Lila, you wonder? Well, now that she had nothing more to offer, she was held captive to serve the aging dragon for the rest of her life. Trinity's faith in the dove caused the dove to grow powerful enough to whisk her away from the dragon's clutches, and she lived in peace, eternally ever after. The end.
Off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. We hear he is the Wizard of Wiz, if ever a Wiz there was.
New focus this morning on the Jonbenet Ramsey case, one of America's most notorious unsolved murders, as officials now turn to advanced DNA.
We have a kidnapping. Hurry, please.
Explain to me what's going on, okay?
There's a note left and our daughter's gone.
The 6-year-old beauty contest winner taken overnight from her bed just after Christmas in 1996.
A mother in Arizona is accused of horrible abuse behind the scenes of her family's popular YouTube series. Videos of her 7 adopted children have been viewed millions of times, but the mother was arrested days ago and charged with a sickening series of crimes. Here's Jamie Yukas.
The videos are called Fantastic Adventures, and they've been viewed more than 250 million times. But according to police, the kids who performed in them lived in a house of horrors.